Hello and welcome to Interactive Distractions, episode number 491. My name is Christopher Keo, and I am here with Geoff Chorney.
What up, guys?
And Jason A. Striker.
Yo, hello.
And Jason's back with a hat this time around.
Yeah, it's a different hat this time. It's a beanie. It's a skull cap. It's that kind of weather now. Like we're finally in it.
Mm-hmm. It was in the 50s. It was in the 50s today. Like from a Fahrenheit perspective, I don't know where that lands in Celsius. It's but 50s is about 20 degrees Fahrenheit above freezing. So we'll say it that way. So for you, it might be about like 15 to 20 degrees Celsius. I don't know.
Yeah, that's about what it was here today.
Okay. But yeah, it was still nice out though. We are once again sans Travis. He's going through some shit and we're doing what we can to support him. So we love him. So keep him in your thoughts. Just, hang in there, Travis. We got you. But yeah, what's up with you guys? How are you all doing? Jason, what's up?
Nothing really new. I don't think we did watch Beetlejuice. As it turns out, we waited a week because it came out on digital, so we were able to just watch it.
That's cool.
Like at home last night,
like streaming,
which was awesome.
Or digital purchase. Where's it streaming from? Okay.
Not like Netflix or anything like that, but yeah, like Movies Anywhere,
like rental or whatever.
Movies Anywhere. Okay, gotcha.
Well, you can buy it or you can rent it, but we bought it. Yeah, it's like $5 more to buy it, and
may as well then.
Am I own it? So
yeah,
and Griffin really liked it. Although there was some stuff. There was some stuff that I'm not sure that I probably should have shown him. I wasn't expecting Beetlejuice to have like a semi-sex scene. That was a thing. Unlawful carnal lust that I needed to explain to my son. So
the origin story.
Yeah. Other than that, no, it was fine for the most part. There were some swears, but he's a big boy now. He can take it.
Yeah.
And he even said that it didn't really bother me, Dad. It was fine. Like, okay, all right.
He's swearing when he's playing Fortnite.
That's good.
No, he's not. No, he's very much against that sort of stuff.
Nice, yeah. Good.
What else? No, that's about it. That's the big happenings in the Striker household. We saw Beetlejuice.
That's good.
It was good.
That's good. Geoff, how about you, buddy? How you doing?
I'm doing well. It's the end of my week-long staycation. It's coming to an end. Yeah. Still got Monday off, though, because it is our Thanksgiving weekend this weekend. So I do have Monday off.
Nice.
And we celebrated today kind of like we went to the in-laws because they're my brother-in-law's mom's from Australia, and her niece came in with her husband, their two kids. It's the first time to Canada, so we had like a barbecue type thing at their place, like for lunch. And it's the first time in a Thanksgiving weekend I can remember we were all sitting outside with like sunglasses on, and it was like nice weather.
And it wasn't cold. Yeah.
No, not at all. Like it was like it's like unheard of. Like I don't remember ever doing that this time of year. So that was kind of cool. Tomorrow we're going to my parents' house, so that'll be another fun get together.
Nice.
What else been happening this week? Yeah, lots of games. Oh, I got that Saru. I was talking about it in Discord. It's the thing that Jason got one for Chris, I guess. So I saw a video on it, and I'm like, that's interesting because the thing I saw that was comparable was like $250 Canadian or something ridiculous. Like, and it's a device that you plug into your Sega Saturn, and it has a bunch of ROMs on it, and I guess it plays it from the hardware directly, as I'm assuming.
Yep.
And I was surprised, man. It works pretty well. I haven't had any technical issues with it yet. Haven't played too much stuff. The one thing is
it's hard to stick to like something when you've got everything at your disposal. Yeah,
100%. It's like all these things, like the clam shell and all that stuff. I play
that's
everything
the way all
for like
those things
5
work
minutes.
for me. Yeah. It's all like it's everything. You're distracted by the sheer volume of stuff that's available. That's always been what happens for me too.
Exactly. I played a lot of Sega Rally Championship. That's one of my favorite games I haven't played in forever. And man, that game does not look as good on Saturn as I remember it looking. I was like,
well, that's the thing. It's like when you think back to especially like the first major generation that had like regular 3D graphics.
Yep.
The Saturn was the worst of it.
Yeah,
it was the worst of it. Like even the compared to the PlayStation, it was pretty awful.
Yeah. Even man, I even tried Symphony of the Night on there because I never played the Saturn version.
It's bad.
And
it's
even
bad.
Even when developers don't know how to like develop for that thing, that's not good. Like right away, I was like, oh, these transparencies are
bad
or not transparencies.
Because they had to build that. They had to build that entire game. And in a lot of ways, they had to fake a lot of the 2D because of the way that the PlayStation did it. So like sprites were all just like they were just polygons with a texture on it or something like that. And so when you tried to convert that over to, they tried to. I think they rushed that port. Like that port would have been definitely benefited from an actual remake of some of the stuff they were doing. Because it's pretty standard that 2D is overall better on the Saturn.
They
and
they 3D when it's I'm not sure if you guys follow like Sega Lord X or his YouTube channel.
Sega Lord
X.
I don't.
So
420
extreme. But he's a really good retro channel. That's mostly like he does a lot of retro stuff, but mostly Sega, hence the name. But he knows a lot about that stuff, and apparently just because they had the two chips in the Saturn. The second one was barely ever used by any developer just because they didn't bother putting the time into it. And he would show like side-by-side comparisons of games that used it really well, and you could tell. And it's crazy. Like he said, they probably could add Symphony of the Night on here just as good as the PlayStation 1, but they were just like, let's just throw it out, get it done, and throw it out there. Yeah, which is kind of
it sounds very similar to essentially what they ended up doing with the PS3 when it came out, because nobody really knew how to use the cell. Right. And that took forever. Like that was more on. See, I would say the Saturn debacle is more on. Probably a little bit on Sega and the developers, because using the other chip probably wasn't as difficult as the shit the developers had to go through to use the cell. Like the cell was just crazy.
Sony could use it really well, and that as it shows with the games. And Sega used their architecture pretty well, but I guess third parties were just kind of like nah. Other than most of the games being the Japanese version, which makes sense, because I'm pretty sure this came from China. It was my first AliExpress purchase.
I've got a few under my belt.
I was surprised how easy it was, just plug and play. Like I had Jason let me know like you might have to get a new firmware and change the menu to English, and I don't know if the guy knew. I guess shipping address, I have no idea, but it was already set to English.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, good. Yeah, so that was cool. And he told I did message him to ask him, so I want to make sure that the games were preloaded. And he's like, yeah, it's preloaded, and the it's got the newest firmware on there. So I was like, okay, cool. So I just plugged it in and was like, oh shit.
The one that I linked you to has I knew it had the newest firmware, so good.
Yeah, it was a good choice, good link, and so I'll be messing around with that here and there. I'll be hitting Jason up for some stuff English, so
some completely legal backups
English stuff. Yeah, exactly. Well, I have the game, right? I just don't, I don't want to play them all from here, obviously.
Exactly. Yeah.
I want to put in a disc. Who am I?
Chris actually owns all that stuff, so it's like
oh, he does. Yeah, exactly.
This is just a matter of convenience for him.
Yeah, that's right.
I put in Albert's Odyssey, and just to see the Sunsoft logo come up, I was like, oh, that's not right. That's got to be Working Designs. But yeah,
I wonder if Magic Knight Rare, because you mentioned that you need the English one of that. I wonder if that's going to work. Like, because it's always struggled during the FMV sequence, like on the Mister and like during emulation and stuff. I wonder if it's maybe it won't, because it's being played on actual hardware. So you'll have to let me know.
Okay. Yeah, I will, because I booted it up and just to see if it was the English one, but it definitely was not.
Right.
But yeah, I'll give it a shot, because I've always wanted to play that game. I wanted to play that game back in the day, but did not happen.
I remember enjoying it a lot. I don't remember a whole lot about the game, but I do remember enjoying it.
From like a year or something like that.
And you never played it.
I never played it.
And I lent you Panzer Dragoon Saga, and you never played that either.
I got it back to you in one piece.
You
That's
did.
The first
That's
RPG
right.
I ever finished. If you want,
Saga.
Yeah.
Really nice.
Yeah.
That game was really good. It was
good. I don't know if I can go back to it now. It doesn't.
No, it's visually it would be horrendous, but
yeah, it hurts the eyes.
But it was like just the gameplay of it was just fantastic. It was so good.
It was cool.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much it.
Awesome. Let's see what's up with me. Still trying to figure out what's happening at the office. They have told us that we are going back not this coming week, but the following week. And we're moving back to the other side of the building. So the area of the building where all of our desks are, where my entire organization. Yeah. Well, it's funny, they call it the dark side and the light side because the light side where we sit, that's all the new stuff. And it's very, very, very bright over there. And then on the dark side, instead of like having like overhead fluorescent lighting and all this other stuff, it's very it's very relaxed, and they have like sails on the ceiling, like draped across the ceiling, and lights pointing at the sails. So you're getting all this indirect light. So it's much darker. That's why they call it the dark side. I like it better. I think it's more relaxing over there because I'm not a big fan of like very bright fluorescent light coming on you. Yeah. But yeah, Friday I ended up they asked us to clean out all of our desks because they are literally ripping all the cubes apart and redoing the entire thing.
Damn.
That's how bad it is. So I went in and I got all my stuff out of my desk. I brought 3 boxes with me and I needed another one. I have too much shit at my desk. The only thing that's going to go back. So the plan is that we're going to temporarily be on the dark side of the building until they finish all the refurbishing, and then we'll move back. So I'm not putting anything back up except my Darth Vader. I have a 2.5-foot Darth Vader that I sit on top of my desk, and it's essentially like a landmark that everybody is like, okay, that's I know where I'm at.
Yeah.
It's funny. I had a guy that sat next to me in like the cube across from me, and he was a manager, and he was bringing his team over to that area, and he printed out a map of the cubes, like we had we had it set up, and on the map of the cubes was a picture of the Darth Vader. So he's like, this is where Darth Vader is, this is where we're sitting. So it's kind of become the landmark of the office. But yeah, that's all for that. All the cleanup is done. Dumpster's gone. I don't know I don't remember if it was gone last time we talked, but
I don't think so.
Yeah, dumpster's gone. We got almost everything done as far as like getting all the stuff cleaned out. I think there was one ceiling fan I didn't get to rip down, but everything else got removed, so that's nice. And then, one of the things that I told you about cleanup was that I found my PS1.
Yes,
and it wasn't working.
Yeah.
Well, I used my AC adapter for the car adapter, and it works.
Nice.
So the PS1 and the screen are both working fine. I loaded a game all the way up. I started playing it with the controller. I even put memory cards in to make sure both slots were working. It is 100% working. So it's just the AC adapter that's bad. So I just got to get another AC adapter for the PS1. But that was
right.
That was a very large weight off my shoulders because I was like, I am never going to find another one of these for a reasonable price.
Not for cheap. Exactly.
Not for cheap. So I'm really glad that's still doing okay. Let's see. Anything else? I think that's it. But yeah, the big thing for me this week is that PS1 was working. I'm so happy.
That's cool.
What's that?
So that's cool. I should finally get off I need to order a new battery for a PS. Can you order PSP batteries, or are they pretty much gone now?
You should be able to. Yeah, you should be able to. I was able to order a new battery for a Move controller. So you could probably find one for PSP.
Take a look at that.
Yeah.
Cool.
But yeah, that's it. Let's talk games.
Yeah.
What do you guys got? You want to start with the big one or end with the big one?
We're going to start with the big one, I think.
All right, let's start with the big one then.
Go for it, guys.
Metaphor. ReFantazio.
Yeah.
So good.
It is. And you guys kind of indirectly peer pressured me into getting it. I wasn't going to, but
yeah, we weren't really trying, but it's like,
I know.
okay, I
we're trying. It's like,
I'm going to get it too.
We mentioned it.
Yeah, you both mentioned that you were going to talk about it on the show, and I'm like,
that's
fine. I guess I'll get this game that's really good. Jeez.
Was it before or
really
after all
so
the
far.
reviews came out?
What's it reviewing at? I didn't even notice. I didn't
like
even
94, 95.
Yeah,
it's
very
like
well.
It's tied with Astrobot for the highest reviewed game this year.
Wow.
So far.
Nice. All right, good. But yeah, I'm super enjoying it. I'm not too much further. I had a little bit of a delay in actually getting it. So I didn't actually get the release day shipping, so mine came today. So I've only gotten an extra like 2 hours or so after the
so you just
where we talked about on the demo.
where you left off.
I continued where we left off. So I got through like the next big dungeon area. But yeah, I mean, all the things that I said before are still holding true. I love the way they handle the combat. I like how they like they simplify things like equipment. Like there's not a ton of different things that you can put on. There's like armor and accessory and like one other thing that you can put on as far as equipment goes, and then a weapon, and makes it pretty easy. I like the action-based combat until you actually have to, unless it's an enemy that you have to jump into the turn base. Like there's a lot of things that are just making it easy to play and easy to make it more approachable.
Yeah, they're doing some smart stuff for sure.
Yeah, I'm a lot further than what I was when I first played in the demo. I just got to a part where it kind of introduces a lot of things you can do. It finally opened up like the calendar system that like Persona games have, where it's like, on this date, this is when you're gonna go into the dungeon. So you have things you can do up to that date or before. So that's where this is the part where I'm the most worried, and this is where it's like, okay, I need to get a handle on this now, because it's what kind of got overwhelming in Persona. So I'm hoping I could kind of learn that system in kind of a good loop of like what I should be leveling up, like the links with the characters, the wisdom. I can't remember what they're called. There's something Valorant. So there's you can like wisdom. I can't even remember any of the words for them now. But anyway, your stats of like. I was going to say wisdom again for the third time because somehow that's going to make my memory come back and be like fucking whatever. Anyway, you have like 5 or 6 core stats you can level up by. Like you can sit on a bench and it's like, oh, one of your stats goes up. You could do like a small quest for someone. The stat goes up.
Okay. Polish your sword with a friend.
Yeah, exactly. Teamwork up. I do like they introduced me to the archetypes where you can switch the archetypes. You can learn them for each character if you want to switch each character to have a different archetype, which archetype are kind of like personas. But then you can learn abilities from other archetypes you're not using. So if you're using a mage archetype, but you really want to keep the healing aspect, but you want to put that character in like the knight archetype, you can do that.
Do you keep those powers on at that point?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
And so each right now my archetypes only have one other slot, inherit slots, which is what they're called. You can inherit one other skill. So right now I can just do one. But that was so straightforward, and I could not understand the fusing of I almost said Pokemon of personas and personas. So that's already got a point up on Persona for me. That I can like, holy shit, I can understand how to do this shit. This is kind of cool. Man. Chris,
what direction did you guys go with the main character?
I've switched about 3 different ones. Right now I'm running him primarily as a mage. Not a mage, sorry, a healer.
Healer. Is that the first
what's the archetype for the healer?
That you get?
It's healer.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's the first one you get is Seeker for him. Yeah, Seeker's the one you get for him, then you open up Warrior, then Mage, and then I think Healer. And then I just opened up the Knight archetype. With another character that you get in your party. She gives you the ability to learn that one. And you get the kind of currency called mag, which that's what you spend to study them and to open up or to inherit the different skills and things like that.
So how I guess I'll figure it out as I get deeper into the game, but is it a situation that when you switch archetypes you get the default skill for that archetype, but you can essentially learn from other archetypes?
So yeah, so you get one thing I wish they didn't do, which I'm not sure if this is a thing that you might open up later, but you have to, if you learn a new archetype with one of the characters, you start that archetype at essentially level 0 or level 1, so they have like 1 skill.
Right.
Too. But
essentially your basic attack with
pretty much, yeah. And then of course that character has to have for each character their archetypes that they inherit, their skills. They all have to be learned by that character, if that makes sense. Like if I have the main character level 5 Seeker, I can't give Strahl level 5 abilities if I unlock the Seeker with him. He's got to
he has to get to level 5 Seeker.
He's got to get to level 5, then he can inherit his own archetype skills.
That makes sense, but that still costs mag, right?
It does. Yeah, it's not that expensive, but it does cost mag to do.
So you get to mix and match, but you have to actually go and earn the archetype
to earn it first.
Okay, that makes total sense. Good.
Yeah, so you can make it like a bunch of like different cool like mixes of like classes and stuff like that.
Yeah, right now it's like I started out as a Seeker, and I put his, when you start the game you get to choose where you put your stat boost into. Like you get an initial stat boost.
Yes.
And I chose strength with that, so I was going melee on that route. So he ended up as a Seeker, and right now he's still a Seeker. But again, I'm only like 2 hours past where we originally.
Yeah, I don't even think you've got to the point where you can even learn new ones, can you?
I have Seeker, Warrior, and Mage, and that's it.
But the point where you can learn, each character can learn them.
Yes,
that opens up right away. I think like as soon as you get like the third one, like Mage or something, then you're able to mix and match.
Right, but since I made the main character focus on strength, and the 2 characters that you get along the way for the story, like I don't have a Mage right now because I don't have anybody that has that stat. Right, so I've actually got right now I'm running Seeker and 2 Warriors. So I'm. And that's one of the reasons. So one of the things that I'm thinking about is, does it make sense for me to start over? Because there's that happened. It's like now I'm like, well, maybe I should focus on intelligence and magic and actually switch him to a mage. So I have a mage, and then I can have a mage, a Seeker, and a warrior. I just didn't want to start all over and go through like the initial like hour of the game is just a lot, right? It's
so quick, dude, when you start, because you can skip through it so fast. You can
skip through it all,
I started all new, Sorry,
I did that today in probably like a half hour. Like I got 2-3 hours worth of stuff.
Yeah,
nice. Okay,
I stopped at around 3 hours in the demo, and I think I don't even think it took me like an hour to get to where I was by just skipping dialogue and because I just wanted a refresher on the tutorial, to be honest, like because I forgot some stuff. So
the other thing that's making me think about.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I restarted on Xbox because I started on Steam initially because I figured it was going to run better there. Not that it was running bad on like PlayStation or whatnot, but I wanted that 60 frames. Anyway, I come to find out that my son really wanted to play Roblox, which is not uncommon, and I'm like, shit. Now I can't play the game, so I need to go buy this on Xbox because I also get it on PC, so I can play it on PC and then cross save over to the console whenever I need to. That's something that cool. I've really
is it cross-buy when you get it on?
Oh
shit! Okay, I didn't know that. Yeah, that's kind of cool.
That's sweet.
I've heard Digital Foundry did like a early look at the PlayStation 5 and PC version, and that engine apparently wreaks havoc on PCs, and it's old. It's like not optimized well, I guess. Because
I heard that as well, but luckily I think mine can brute force it. I've had zero issues. Yeah,
that's good. But I'm just like, wow, because like
PC's good enough to brute force
a game that looks like Because I mean, that's not a looker. Like you're not going to show outside of art style. You're not going to be like, check out my PlayStation 5, my Xbox Series console.
Yeah,
like, you're not
aesthetically it looks good, right? But like technically, it's not.
No, there's aliasing everywhere. It's like
it's
noisy.
It's early. It's like early PS4 ish.
Yeah, it looks a lot better if you increase the resolution. I've got it doubled. And there's no aliasing whatsoever. It's very smooth lines. Nice. It's kind of pretty. Pretty.
It's noisy on console. It's still I the art style carries it. I think the art style's great.
Absolutely.
Chris, you're gonna fucking hate that character even more soon. Ooh, man.
Which character?
Lewis.
Oh, that guy. That fucking guy.
The main antagonist so far.
Okay. Yeah. I haven't. So I didn't finish the demo. So
neither did I. So I don't even know if I'm still in the demo area, honestly.
Yeah, I got to I got to the first like non-human boss, quote unquote. And like it was the
captain, commander captain. Yeah.
So I got to him in the demo and finished, and I beat him. So now I have I went to the next big dungeon, and I finished the next big dungeon after him.
I haven't quite got there yet. Yeah,
gotcha.
I just beat that captain, and that's where I'm at essentially.
But I haven't really seen like some of the shit that Luis has done that would make me. I mean, I guess I've
heard enough. Fuck that guy.
Yeah. I guess you see enough in you fucking, when
you get the mission
in the intro and it murders the king.
You might not have to start over. The only thing I would say to start over for, because you can change archetypes, you don't really need to start over. But when you were in that main
it's not
dungeon,
just that.
Yeah.
Like there, I don't know if I just completely fucked up when I was doing this, but there's apparently items that you can get that will give you experience for your archetype, right? And like just items that you can use. And I had a bunch of them in my inventory. Go check your inventory. You might have some. But I had a bunch in my inventory.
Some pre-order stuff, yeah.
Oh, okay. That must be what it is. Yeah. I was buying stuff from one of the peddlers.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden I went into just their standard usable items. And on the list were these items that it says gives you experience. And they were $1 or one currency.
Yeah.
And I thought I was buying them, but apparently I was selling them. I never switched to sell. I never switched to sell.
Yeah.
But apparently I was selling them all.
Oops.
So yeah, part of me's like,
get those back. Yeah,
I didn't want to pre-order anyway.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like I'm not too concerned about it because in the grand scheme of things, it's probably going to be very little XP for them.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
So I'll probably just keep going. But it was just one of those moments where you just kind of stop and you're just
for sure.
Fuck,
and you're early enough, it's not going to set you back a lot.
Yeah.
The reason I was going to say is maybe you might want to restart is if you did that first bigger dungeon, did you fight the dragon?
No.
Did you see the dragon?
Yes.
Fight the dragon and maybe have a mage in your party.
Just
because it'll help you beat the dragon, and what you get from the dragon is very, very good.
Oh, see, I thought that was a situation where we would be coming back to that.
No.
Okay.
No. Well, maybe, but I know. I always I do for almost any RPG. I always watch like beginner's guide, or when you're just top 5 things you could do when just starting out, and that was one of them. And I was like, oh yeah, I need to go for that. And just having a mage definitely helps out with that fight for sure. Yeah, I'll link you to the video if you want.
Fight him.
I can give you another hint too, but yeah, it's like that, and make sure to have at least someone who can cast an ice spell and have ice chunks on you. You can buy ice chunks from the peddler guy. Yep. Mm-hmm. So yeah, but I'm fucking loving it, man. I just did not think I would be this much into one of these games. First Atlas game I pre-ordered. Just having it in that setting just does it for me. That gets me all hot and bothered. Just
it's nice being able to hop onto something that isn't, like 8 games deep so far.
That's
not that Persona is just like
continuations or whatever.
Continuation or anything like that. But they have built on stuff, and it's nice to be able to like hit something that's kind of fresh.
Yeah,
right.
Definitely, and it just seems a little more mature. Not saying it's like Persona's immature. I mean mature, like in terms of like content.
Yeah. Like
it's really like a lighthearted Game of Thrones so far. I wouldn't even say it's lighthearted actually at all, but it's not like realistic kind of.
I'm certain I am like just kind of the way that it starts out. I am getting some of the like Final Fantasy 16 feels from it.
Mm-hmm.
Just more of an anime version of that. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
Yeah, but that's a really good call out on what I decided not to fight. So I might end up going back and doing it again. Who knows?
Yeah, and it honestly wasn't even that hard. If you just know what items to have, it's like, oh, okay, wasn't much of a problem.
Yeah. So but So your main character is a mage right now?
I don't think my main character was a mage at that point. My main character now is a healer. So I'm trying to get my healer level to 10.
Gotcha. Nice.
Yeah, to do like a side quest thing I have to do. So
actually, I'm more excited about the idea because you mentioned that you could get the archetypes to a certain level, then flip, and then you can actually bring over some of the skills stuff. Yeah, that's really cool. Like I like shit
more
like
slots for that.
Yeah, and it brings such a good feeling of customization into what you're trying to make with your character. Like that's great. I like it.
Yeah, it's fun, and even the action combat part gets a little bit deeper too, where you can kind of strategize a bit more.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Okay, good.
Just little stuff like taking out the blue guys before you go for the yellow guys and just stuff like that. But yeah, it's cool.
Sure.
And different weapons have different type of attacks, which I didn't know. I didn't get that from the demo because I didn't play enough of it. Oh, so so if you're a mage or a healer, you could do like an area of effect attack instead of like a direct attack on the enemy. So it's kind of cool. Damage multiple enemies. But yeah, it's real good. I expect to put a lot more into it tomorrow and Monday.
Yeah, nice. I plan on it as well. I'm fully ready to dive headfirst into this.
Word.
Bring it on.
Very cool.
Me too. Well, what else you got, Geoff?
Another big release last week was the Diablo 4 expansion, the Vessel of Hatred expansion. Came out on the Monday. I wasn't originally going to get it day one, but then reviews are really good, and then F-Bomb was like kind of talked me into it. He reviewed it over there, and I was like, okay, well, fuck, I'll get it. And I like it, man. I like the new class, the Spiritborn. It's
what's that
cool? Yeah.
Yeah, he control like the 4 spirits like Jaguar, Hawk. There's a Centipede, which is like, and there's another one that I can't put my finger on right now, but they're all different elements. Fire, yeah, sure, may as well be, like fire, wind, like that kind of poison kind of thing. And he plays really well. He's really fun to use. Of course, I followed a guide from Fextra Life because that's what I do for these these type of games. Sure. I cannot build characters, and the story is pretty cool. It's a hefty expansion. It's a pretty big campaign. It's a whole new section opens up the map in the southern parts. Cool. A lot more loot, even for like the other classes and stuff like that. So it's kind of what I've been waiting for. Yeah, exactly. And of course,
was this run you like $30 for the expansion?
30.
Is that right?
Okay. 40. 40? Well, then again, I can't remember. It's 40 Canadian though. It's 40 Canadian. It's 30 US.
Oh, sure.
Or close to it. So that might have been what it was. Yeah, I think it was 40 Canadian. Okay. I didn't get the super freaking like no lube edition, like bend me over the table one.
Those are nice every once in a while.
Their items, man, are so expensive. Like it's like $20-$30 for like a pack of like for like a skin. It's like, oh my god, are you kidding me? But hey, so far the expansion's actually worth it. So
talk about horse armor.
Has a lot changed from like gameplay wise?
So I don't really I play Diablo pretty casually, and I kind of just do the campaigns. I don't do a lot of the end game stuff. From people I know who've played a lot of it, they really like what the changes they made. I haven't seen them yet, nor would I really know what they are when I get there because I didn't really spend too much time in it. From what I gather, though, the changes are welcomed, and they added a lot more stuff worth doing at the end game instead of having like one activity worth doing or two. But yeah, so from that standpoint, we'll see. I'm enjoying the campaign right now, so we'll see if I stick to it when I'm done that. So
gotcha.
Yeah. Okay. And other than that, I just been playing some more Starfield. I went back to that and did more of the Shattered Space stuff and did more of the side stuff. And some of the side stuff is better than the stuff that's in the main story in that. And that's
really?
I guess that's kind of par for the course for Bethesda stuff, but it's still nothing on a level of their really good stuff. It's just there's some missions I was like, oh, that's really cool. There's a really creepy kind of horror-esque one where you have to go to like an abandoned factory type thing, and something's like you see it like run by like through like cracks in doors and stuff, and it's like, what the fuck is that? It's kind of creepy. That was a really cool one. But yeah, again, I'm enjoying it more for just accepting that it's more Starfield, which I liked in the first place.
Sure.
So I think with everything out now, I might be done with it for a while, at least until the next big thing from there. So that's it. That's it from me.
Good stuff. Jason, what do you got? Anything else?
I played a demo of something that I was really looking forward to. This is a game called Windblown.
That's what a wind does do.
It blows. It blows good. It's from the makers of Dead Cells, so Motion Twin.
Okay,
which
cool.
I'm a big fan of. When Dead Cells came out, it was in early access for a long time. It was my game of the year, even in early access. So I am a fan of the things that they do. And what they're doing now is kind of a Dead Cells / Hades. So like a top down roguelite with co-op.
Listening.
They don't have the co-op in the demo that's out right now, but and then like a 3D art style, so different than what they've experienced in the past, with the 2D Dead Cells. But they bring along like some of the weapon engagements, like you've got like 2 main weapons on X and Y, and then you've got like a couple sub weapons on the trigger, the bumpers. And they have various effects. There's melee weapons, there's missile weapons, there's traps, there's things that allow you to show up behind the enemy and backstab them, shit like that. It's very varied, which is like super appreciative. They could very well just like give them a stagnant melee weapon and just kind of be done with it. What's really kind of not setting this apart from like other games, because Hades does this a little bit too, is the dashing, like the movement. This world and the map is kind of broken up into fragments, so these little tiny islands. And you have this like dash motion, which is super, super fast. It's extremely kinetic. And you can just mash like your pulse button, your dash button, and jump from like island to island to island. To, like you go through like 5-second islands in the span of like 2 seconds. It's so satisfying. Unless you play it, like I can't really explain it. But it's such a cool feeling. And it's nice having that in between, your encounters and shit like that. It's a nice break. But it's got a really good look to it. I like the 3D aspect of it. It's going a little bit more cartoony than Dead Cells was, for sure. Still kind of the same humor, I guess. But the gameplay's there. They know how to do that, and they do it really, really fucking well. Some of my favorite stuff so far is this item that I picked up, which is like a permanent item or ability or a skill or something like that. But whenever you do like a 3-hit combo with like one particular weapon, you get something that's called I forgot what it's called, but it essentially you can continue the combo with your second-hand weapon, and it does like big like AoE or this big like buzzsaw type thing with your sword or whatever you have equipped. Essentially, it's completely different. So there's a ton of variety in this, and that's what's gonna like carry this game, I think. So yeah, I'm excited.
Is that next year? Is it?
No, well, the early access is this year. I don't know when the official release is going to be.
It says release date is October 24th, but I would guess that's early access.
That's probably just the early access. So.
Yeah, this is like an early access.
This is a demo. Yeah, this is
we're going to be like, okay, if you like this, grab it on. Gotcha. Okay.
On early access. Yep.
Very cool.
Yeah, bring it on. I'm very ready for this.
This looks really cool. Like it very much looks like I see a lot of Dead Cells in it.
Sure.
Like even when it gives you an opportunity to select an ability, it looks exactly like Dead Cells there too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The view is very different.
DNA.
Yeah. Cool.
Hopefully that comes console sooner than later.
That would be awesome. Yeah, I wonder.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of when Dead Cells came. That's when I played Dead Cells finally. When it came on over.
It was on PC for a long time.
Was it? Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, I'll have to check out this demo for sure.
Please do.
Good stuff.
It was great.
All right. Anything else? Chris, have you
I don't have anything else really. I played some more Zelda. I'm still chipping away at that. I actually got stuck, so kind of, you know, I've been in kind of a gaming funk this week anyway. But I started playing. I was playing it again last night, and it got to a point where I was like, you know what? I don't know what to do right now, and I don't really feel like looking it up. So I'm just going to stop for now, and that's where I was at. So. But yeah, it's still a very good game. I just need to get back to it and plow through the area where I'm stuck. So,
word.
But that's it for me too. So, Geoff, I'm gonna pass it back over to you. We got some news, right?
We do have some news points to go over here. So there was the Halo Championships were happening this week. I guess that's still a thing.
I didn't get an invite again this year.
Oh my God, really? Yeah,
they're scared. They're scared, I'm sure.
Yeah, there's the A Striker hammer is just gonna wreak havoc amongst everybody. During this thing, they released a video where 343. It was like a 5-minute long, or it might have been 10. I can't remember how long the video was, like 6 minutes. So 343 Industries, who have made Halo 4 and onwards, they're rebranding it to Halo Studios. It is new leadership now. One of the heads of the studio is the guy who, I can't remember his name. Hinsky's his last name. But he's basically the guy who turned Master Chief Collection around when that shit show launched.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he kind of took over when 343, I guess, began working on Halo. Fuck, I don't even know. I guess it would have been 5, I guess, probably.
Mm-hmm.
So that's part of it. The second thing is they're ditching their Slip Space engine, which Infinite was built on, and they're moving all future projects to Unreal 5, which will be a first for Halo. So that's
probably a good move. Yeah, as far as like recruitment is concerned, like, you know, that'll be easier to bring in new people, essentially.
Yes, and retain them and not. One of the big issues with Infinite is that they would have a lot of contract workers who, I guess,
would learn.
They'd have to learn and onboard them with the engine, and that took up so much time. And so they're like, well, Unreal is one of the most popular engines, and people learn that. Like, there's courses people take and stuff, and it's like gets more people out there. And they said they can also churn out content quicker because of this. They can have dedicated teams and stuff. So I'm all for it. Whatever makes it better. Like, Infinite was fine, but its issue was the content, and if that's what it takes to do it, go for it. Getting rid of the name 343 Industries, I think, is a great idea because they had a bad reputation even before Infinite came out, and Infinite kind of ruined it for a lot of people. I'm not a big fan of Halo Studios because that puts them more into like a box than 343 does.
Yeah, it does. It's like, so are you going to do anything besides Halo then? I guess that's really the question.
It's like, okay. They did say they have multiple stuff in the works, multiple projects. They did show off some video of like environments in Unreal 5 and some renders of like Master Chief and an Elite and stuff and this Energy Sword, and overall it looks awesome. But again, it's just tech demo-y at this point. They even said what they're showing is not a game. It's literally just stuff that they messed around with in Unreal in the early days. So that is a thing. So
then they had some like Master Chief porn that they just like imported
just into Unreal Engine.
Yeah.
And everyone lost their shit. But you had to be there to see that live, apparently. There's lots of Master Cheeks shown over there. Red Dead Redemption. Remember that game that came out in like, I don't fucking know, 20... When did that come out? 2011?
The original?
Find that generation, man. That game is really good.
Very good.
Really, really fucking good.
And it's been released on pretty much everything now, right? Except for one spot where it has never been released.
2010.
2010. Okay.
2010.
It's finally coming to PC.
Oh my god.
It is, with the Undead Nightmare expansion, which is a very good expansion. We mentioned that last week during Eddie's question. I think it was Eddie's question. No, it wasn't. It was Greg Schnabel. I think it was Greg's question. So yeah, it's coming October 29th. So just before Halloween for
$20,
extremely discounted. Oh, Jason, $20 would be a reflection of quality.
What?
You cannot have something this quality.
So
be $20.
Okay, well, it's an old game, so probably $15. Maybe a $10 upgrade, right?
Okay, so you're going the opposite way. Like we're talking about one of the games that defined, by your words, a generation.
Yeah.
Oh no.
You're right.
You're getting one of the best games on PC.
Now this is $30, right? This is part 1.
It's part 1.
Oh no.
$30.
What if okay, hold on, Jason. What if I told you that it would also be in 4K?
Oh no. Shit. Well then. $35.
No new assets. $35.
No new assets.
What if I told you essentially it's the same version of the 360 version running in backwards compatibility on an Xbox One?
Oh, yeah. I would expect something low then, right?
Well, that's what you would think.
Yeah.
No, this thing's going to be $40.
Holy shit.
$40.
I don't know how I feel about that.
$50 in Canada.
I was very excited to see this game finally get announced officially, and especially with the expansion, the DLC.
Yeah, it does have the expansion.
But for that price, man, God,
it is the same price that they charged last year or earlier this year when it came out to Switch and PlayStation 5.
I'm thinking twice.
It is. Yeah. It's Red Dead Redemption is currently $40 on Amazon for PS4. That's crazy.
See, it's a bargain because you're getting so much more resolution.
Red Dead Redemption 2 is.
It's like you're getting 4K for free
for Xbox One.
What you're getting? Well, how much is it for 360?
Red Dead Redemption Game of the Year edition for PlayStation 3 is $17.70.
But you won't get the upgrade with that.
That's used though.
No, it's Game of the Year edition. So
yeah.
So, okay. Wow. Yeah.
A pristine 4K.
Cool. Xbox 360, $40.70.
I wonder if it's $40.70 on 360 now because you can that's it already runs
because of the
4K.
Announcement for PC. Yeah.
No, yeah, well, because once they announced it for PlayStation 5, because PlayStation 5 never had it backwards compatible or 4, and Switch never had it, but the 360 version was always backwards compatible, and it was one of the first games they did the up-resing, so it was 4K and everything. So it's been on. If you have a series console, that's why the new one when they re-released it never came to Xbox because you could always get it there, and it was always the 4K.
Well, shit,
30. I was gonna say you can just. I was gonna say get a cheap copy of the 360 one, but Chris, I guess, just saw that it was also $40. I don't know if the PC one's going to be.
It's all over the place from like territories though, so it wasn't.
Yeah, I was gonna say you'd probably get it for $5 somewhere at like a bargain bin or something, but maybe.
What do you guys care? You collect your physical media.
Oh, I have it physically.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah,
you're fine. I think the original have it somewhere too.
Yeah, I think I actually bought it. It was on sale when they first did this thing for $5 on Xbox One, a few years ago, and I remember buying it. And they charged essentially for the same thing. They're charging $40, and that's what they charged for the Switch and PS5 versions or PS4 versions earlier this year.
Yeah, the PS4 version digitally from Sony is $35.
Yeah.
Okay.
Red Dead Redemption 2 is less than $20, and it is available on PS Plus Plus.
Yeah, exactly. PS Plus Plus.
PS Plus Plus.
The only thing is maybe because the console versions don't up the frames, it's still locked at 30. I believe on both. If the PC one's 60, so maybe you can pump that to 60, or if it's an engine thing, I don't know.
Every penny right there.
There you go. But yeah, so if you somehow have not played Red Dead Redemption at this point and you want to play it on your PC, there you go. You'll be able to play it October 29th.
All right, for $40.
For $40.
I'm sure I'm going to get it. God damn it. That game's really good.
You're a sucker. You're a sucker, Jason.
Look to see if it's 60 frames first, dude. Because if not, just head it on 360. If you still have it on 360,
don't even bother.
Throw it in there. It's literally the exact same. But if you want to save your money, there's something else coming out that you could buy. Chris, do you have problems waking up in the morning?
I know where you're going. Yes, Geoff, I do. I absolutely need help getting up every morning to go to work.
What if I told you for a very low cost of $100 US, say $1, you could buy a Nintendo Alarmo? Don't let that price alarmo. I should have led with that. Son of a bitch.
Should have led with that.
that should have been the transition. Is that
well, what is this Alarmo, Geoff?
It's exactly what it sounds like. It's a Nintendo-made alarm clock that has a camera and a screen on it. And what it does, it's Nintendo themed, obviously. It's got Zelda themed stuff on there, Mario, Splatoon. And what it does is it wakes you up gently with whatever theme you have it set to, but it also captures the motion in your bed.
The motion. Yeah, the motion in your bed.
Yeah, so if it senses you're not getting up fast enough, you're going to hear Splatoon like, I can't really make the sound.
That was disgusting.
So that's and it's going to get louder and louder, and then it might even play the Bowser theme.
Could you imagine if it heard those sounds, if it redid those sounds right back to you? That would be disgusting. A little competition. Yeah. Where it's cheering you on like, wahoo!
Wahoo! Oh my God. I mean, because you're not going to have a partner in your room if you have that thing. So that's exactly
that's true.
Like, imagine taking, the God of War necklace. Again, here's another pitch for the God of War necklace. Because if someone doesn't know what God of War is, they're not going to know what that necklace is. But fuck, if someone's, you're having a little fun time, invite someone over to your
and then your alarm goes off.
Me in the morning.
Mario.
I mean, they wake up hungover to that, and it's like, what the hell?
And you're not getting into bed. Like, wahoo!
Where am I?
Wahoo! Yeah. Oh man, it's coming out next year, 2025. You can pre-order it now if you are subscribed to Switch Online. You have to have a Switch Online account.
What? Oh my God!
And you can only pre-order it through the official Nintendo store or their online store right now.
This is. Oh my God.
Chris, you just give me $50. I will undercut this thing. And I'll come over and I'll wake your ass up. I'll give you a little bit of encouragement or whatever.
All right. Hold on. Let's reel this back in. Let's bring back what we're known for. Can you customize what it says?
You can customize
the alarm. You can customize the theme.
So what it actually does, I don't think so. I think it just it has its own theme.
4 different themes that you can choose from. There's Splatoon, there's Super Mario Brothers,
expansions to it.
Yeah, which you get from having a Nintendo Online account.
What I'm thinking is that they should let you customize it, because then what we can do is we set the alarm. Right?
What he said.
And then when the alarm goes off, it goes,
who gives a shit? I really want one.
Oh my God.
I really want one so bad.
Stop it, Jason. Stop it. No.
I think we're going to get one for our niece or nephew. I think they'll love it.
I am not buying one. $100 for a fucking alarm clock?
I fucking thought about it, dude. I honestly thought about it. I'm like, well, it's cool to have a Nintendo, whatever. And then today they were talking about it on one of the podcasts I listened to, and they're saying it doesn't actually, the motion stuff doesn't work if there's any more than one person in the bed.
So, how does it know?
Yeah, I guess it picks up too much movement. I have no idea.
I think Geoff called it. If you have one of these alarm clocks, you probably don't have someone else in the bed.
People in the bed. So I mean, I guess they didn't even bother programming it that way.
Dion, sorry, honey, I gotta sleep in my room tonight.
Can you go sleep on the couch?
Yeah.
If I sleep in the same room as you, Alarmo doesn't go off. It doesn't know what I'm doing.
Exactly.
Do I sleep with you or do I sleep with Alarmo? Let's see.
No, wait. Are you gonna play the ocarina for me in the morning, Key? Didn't think so.
Yeah.
Grounds for divorce.
And apparently they've been working on this for like a really long time.
Of course.
Like, back for
money well spent, Nintendo.
Yeah.
Money well spent.
It'll sell. I already know some people who are going to buy it for sure.
Not me. Like when the first time I saw it, I was like, oh, a Nintendo alarm clock. That's kind of neat. And I looked at it. And then the minute I saw the price, I was like,
yeah, that's expensive, right? That's not just me being crazy.
Like, oh no, that's extremely expensive. That's
for a smart device. I don't know if it's too expensive.
How smart is it? Like, it's just an Amazon Echo or like a
Nintendo only smart device. Like, listen, you can get a Google Dot. Like, I think that's what they're called.
That's what I'm thinking of.
For $30, like less than that. So yeah, that's way overpriced.
And it doesn't
have a screen. It has a screen, Chris. Has a screen.
And does have a screen.
And what can you do with that screen?
It shows the time, Chris.
It shows the time. And then it shows Nintendo characters.
Yeah.
That's great. I'm so glad that my alarm clock has a screen that does that.
Chris.
It's red.
It's red.
That's it. I'm sold. It's red. Fuck it.
We're going to get one for our nephew and niece. I might have to test it out first, though, and be like, hey, it works.
Yeah. Train it.
That's that's going in the no pile for me.
No.
So. But yeah, you let me know how that $100 alarm clock works for you.
Not just $100. You gotta
your upkeep
and you have to be subscribed to Nintendo Online.
It's true. Right now I'm not subscribed to Nintendo Online, so yeah.
Oh, you're not even allowed. You're not even worthy of spending $100 on this clock.
Why do you hate your nieces and nephews?
I know why. They would love it.
Geoff, this was a great story to end off with. I love it. Thank you, sir. You're a good person. You're a good person.
Thanks, man. Holy fuck.
Oh, man. Anything else?
No, I don't think so. Oh, the Sony had. Did you guys try for round 2 of the 30th anniversary consoles? I did not. I did not want to go through that again. So.
No, I sat in a queue for about 2 minutes and then it aired out. And I'm like, yeah, okay, all right, see ya.
Yeah,
they didn't have the Pro, so it's like I was kind of think the $700 Pro is bullshit, but the 30th anniversary bundle. And knowing that thing is just going to appreciate in price and everything you get in it, like I certainly would have tried for that again. But yeah, I didn't really try.
With the alarm, will appreciate in price.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't find any controllers either. So chances are I'll probably just buy that extra one that you got, Geoff.
Yep, it's yours if you want it.
Nice, man. Thanks. I did forget to mention something. So one of the games that I talked about relatively recently was Yars Rising, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I ended up buying that digitally because when I tried to buy the physical version, nobody had it. Like, it was nowhere to be found.
Like, no online stores or nothing?
Yeah, I ordered it from Best Buy, and they said it was going to be available on release day. And then on release day, they didn't have it. And they said, we don't even have a date of when we're going to get it. And then I was looking around at like other stores, and no other stores had it either. I didn't know.
There's for sure a physical version of it?
There is for sure a physical version. I actually won a contest on Twitter for the physical Switch version.
Nice.
So I'm actually getting a physical Switch version of Yars Rising. So that's cool.
I'm asking because when I did the PC gaming years ago, I went to like 4 different places for Far Cry 3.
Yeah.
And everyone looked at me like I had something like growing out of my face, and I couldn't. And I went online and I'm like, why does nobody have Far Cry 3? And I was like, this is the first time that I remember of not being a physical edition of even a PC game, as far as I know, or at least they didn't sell them in around my area. But
gotcha.
Yeah, that was embarrassing. So I downloaded it.
Good stuff. I think that's a show, gents.
It is.
Awesome. Thank you guys for listening. Hope you enjoyed the show. If you did, please tell a few friends about us. And if you are on YouTube right now, like, subscribe, and comment. All of those things help us a lot, and we appreciate them. Check out our link tree at interactivedistractions.com. That will lead you to our Discord, where you can come hang out and talk games with us. And if you are interested in supporting us, it will also lead you to our Patreon. And we very much appreciate all of our patrons. and them supporting us. Thank you very much to all of our patrons. But 100%. That's it. So until next time, my name is Chris.
I'm Jason.
I'm Geoff.
Play your games, and we'll talk to you next time.